Hi, everybody. I hope everybody is having a good, what day is it? Tuesday. I have some more hard days happening today and a little bit yesterday, but I'm going to share the good stuff. First of all, I ended up going to a political rally last night with my brother and a couple of his friends. And surprisingly, it was really noisy and close quarters, and I didn't get overwhelmed, and I actually had fun. And also that day, like I was gone all day in Denver with my brother, and normally all day, like I'm always just wanting to get home and to be able to, shut down and, but I didn't go overwhelmed even being gone all day yesterday. So those two things were some of the good stuff. But yesterday also, oh yeah, I also got to drive yesterday. Oh, woohoo! Because, that was one of the things we've been talking about, and I know that Isaac and Dan have agreed, that it's okay for me to use the car when I need to. So that was also really great. Let's see. Also, yesterday I had to count out change a couple of times and really had a hard time doing it. Like, first it was like the bills, like counting them out and like just having a hard time paying the lady who had done my hair. And then when I went for lunch after, I had to count out quarters, and that kind of changed, and it also took me a long time. So that part was like a little bit embarrassing because it's like, what do they think of me? Although I shouldn't be worried about that, but just like what they probably thought about me. Pardon me getting through the list. In the last couple nights, I'm pretty sure I've slept not very good, which always kind of exacerbates the symptoms. And so I think that added to what happened today. And I have been taking the tincture still. So again, it's kind of been mixed results because there have been 2 bad nights and then 2 good nights in there. So still working that out in my system, I think. So here started the hard day. Well, woke up this morning feeling pretty good and went for a run. Got a lot of sunshine, was just feeling pretty good. And then I got home, and the first thing that started to frustrate me was I was trying to get Skype set up so I could see my son and his daddy. We were going to try to do it while he was at work, but I had some stuff going on and didn't have a lot of time to sit down and do the Skype because I had this other phone call I had to make. So we could not figure out the Skype, and I was just I told him I'm overwhelmed. Let's try to do it another time. And then the phone call I had to make was when I moved, I had to call the insurance company, the Medicaid, to get the daddies to get the mail for the kids. And twice the mail has gone to the address I used to live at. And I was really frustrated because I called before to make sure they had my current address and their addresses and that they would be getting the mail. So called today, finally picked up the phone and started to try to dial state of New York, which you're always on hold. So I get on the phone, and then it's asking me to press 1 for English, and for whatever reason I kept hitting 1 and it wasn't working on my phone, like it wasn't going through the automated system. So then I had to hang up and try it on my brother and sister's landline. So it went through, but waited on hold, for maybe 10 minutes, and then they goes through and they're like, oh, we're sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Can you call back in about an hour? And now I'm just like, this is the thing on my list of things to do, and I'm like already feeling like very close to, crying. And then with the Skype, not happening. I just lost it. And then my sister-in-law was sitting in there, and she's just like, "Oh, anything I can do to help." And so I just gave her the information, and she called them for me, which was such a blessing. Like, she and my brother, I know I've said it, but they're such a gift to me. All right, so pardon me, just making sure. Okay, yes, I think. Oh yes, and yesterday while I was out, I tried to walk through the door that when they say do not enter this door, and you're supposed to go into the one on the right. Let's see. Oh, and some information I was supposed to be giving Isaac a couple of days ago. It might have been like my kids' birthdays or whatever, and I really had a hard time like getting it out of my head to say it to him. Okay, I think that is just all the Huntington stuff, but you guys know I have to make sure. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. But here is, so I was just like having one of those just really drained emotionally days, really overwhelmed. And so I sat down to get stuff ready for doing the video, and I opened up the devotional that I usually use, and I kind of knew like right away it just wasn't for what I needed today. And I have another devotional that is still packed in the totes in the garage in one of where my books are. And I just felt this strong, like, this is the one I'm supposed to use today. So I had to go out there, like, dig through my totes, but just, felt like I really need to find it. So I did find it, and just a little history of, this is Amy Carmichael that I had never heard of before until a very dear friend of mine, Megan, got this for me several years ago, and it was crazy how much, it aligned, with what was going on in my life. But she's a missionary, and she ends up getting sick and being bedridden for like years, and she writes these things from that place. And I just knew that like God was gonna blast me when I got this. So I flipped through all the ones that I had been in before. And pardon me because it's going to be a little long because I want to read the whole part of what she's writing. But I first flip it open, and this is the verse that's here, and the lights of glory is the name of it. But for you who revere my name, the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in its wings. And that is one of my favorite verses. And so here it is, and I knew, like, okay, so now this is just, all right, so I'm just going to read it. I'm going to try to do it slow so you guys can understand, but I'm going to read the whole thing because it's really good. In the room where I am convalescing, a net curtain hangs over a door opposite to which my bed is set. In this hot weather, the door is usually open. The foot of my bed hides the lower portion of this curtain, but I can clearly see the upper part, and on a day where there is not much light, on the other side, every fold in the curtain shows. But when the sun is shining and the trees outside, I can hardly see the net. It is there, but I can hardly see it for the glory of that light. This small thing has continually been my word and vision. The material, temporal, solid details of the physical limitations I have, thought of as iron fetters, remain. There is no removing or evading them. And my old way of ignoring or stepping over minor physical problems is impossible now. My ability to accept what is happening to me hinges on this. I am acutely aware that there is another world nearer than the physical world. The things temporal and solid here are transparent in that air. Only there can one spirit breathe and be strong. Just recently, a letter came from Switzerland from a woman who had heard, apparently, from a mutual friend to whom I'd written about my curtain and its message to me. This woman wrote, "My father was a manufacturer, and once he gave me lengths of black and white net. When my husband became a minister in the rural village, we had to protect ourselves against mosquitoes. So we put the white net on frames that fit over our windows. The results seem excellent to us. When the light outside was poor, there was still only a dim haze between us and the outside. On the brighter days, even this was lost. But in time, the white nets wore out. To our regret, we had only the black net to replace it. We could see through the black net clearly in every kind of light, so that we often hit our heads against it when we wanted to look out of the window because we'd forgotten it altogether. That said to us, in the night the stars shine, and beyond the cross the love of God shines, and all of our earthly sadness can be lost too, if we hold it up before the light of Jesus. To all the children of the Father of lights, however shadowed life may be, there is now and there will be the light that changes all things and makes all things new." And then there's a poem at the end. And a light shined in the cell, and there was not any wall, and there was no dark at all, only you, Emmanuel. Light of love shined in the cell, turned to gold the iron bars, open windows to the stars. Peace stood there, sentinel. Dearest Lord, how can it be that you are so kind to me? Love is shining in my cell. Jesus, my Emmanuel. So, come on, really, with what's going on right now, so thank you, Jesus, and thank you, my friend Megan, who thought to give this to me, and I'm sure a lot of you are needing to hear this word too. But the song also, my friend Kathlena, thank you. She is always knows good worship songs that are exactly what is going on for my day, and so she's put the song "I Am Yours" on my Facebook, and that's a song I'm gonna use. And so I hope everyone is having a blessed day. And now it's every time I prepare for the video, it's God just lifts my spirit. So I hope that when you are watching them, it has the same effect for you guys. So I love you guys. Thank you for all your love and support, and I'll talk to you when I have more to say.